Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Thursday, April 17th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Real quick, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, we are looking at AREC. Nice mover today, and now we have ourselves a good solid pattern here as we head into Thursday. So let's get this pattern mapped out here. And the first part of the pattern is just this area of resistance right there. Bring it down a tad bit. There we go. And then bottom part of the pattern is the fact that, yes, this thing has been pulling back a little bit. So, I mean, you can't really refute the fact that, yeah, it was at these highs up here, and then it started to pull back here, which is all fair. But for the person that cares about the bigger picture, they are going to acknowledge, sure, fair enough, there has been a pullback. But what was happening before the pullback? And those people are going to be able to say, again, yeah, it is pulling back, but before the pullback, there's this big move right here, which is now actually given the ability to draw a bull flag pattern. Now, just because something's a bullish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed the price is going to go upwards, but is it valid? Is it logical to think that if the price were to come up here and break up through there, that break right there could create additional buying pressure? That is certainly a plausible conclusion. So if you like bull pennants, or excuse me, bull flag pattern, bull pennants, bull flags, basically the same thing. But if you like these sorts of situations, you like the price range down around the dollar mark, keep an eye on it. Next one, TGL, same general idea. I guess the pattern's not the exact same looking thing, but same idea. So let's just get this drawn on a play. We have our area of resistance right there. And I'm not going to use a lower trend line. For the lower trend line, let's just use that pink line, which represents the very well-known, the very famous 200 period simple moving average. So to keep this as clean as possible, let's keep it one color again. So we have our area of resistance. Again, technically not a trend line, but we'll just use that moving average as a trend line right there, lower part. And then we have that big upwards move here. And we have ourselves, once again, another bull flag pattern. So I want to respect your time as much as possible. So you just heard me talk about the bull flag pattern. I'd say the biggest difference here is instead of this being right down around that dollar mark, a little bit more. Still pretty cheap, but if you like this price range down around this area, then you definitely have a couple of choices here headed into into Thursday. Next one here, OMEX, and same thing. I'm going to go through this quicker. I want to respect your time as much as I possibly can. So we have our area of resistance. We have an area of support. Now, this one's not, I would not call this a bull flag. I would call this the bull pennant pattern. So to maybe make that easier to see. So we have resistance. We have our support. We have the big upwards move right there. And then for you golfers out there, if I put in the golf hole down here, hopefully you can see the pennant pattern. So again, bull pennant pattern in this situation. This one is a penny stock. So if you're somebody that's like, no, Clay, I only like penny stocks, but I do like bull pennant patterns. Well, here you go, OMEX. Next one here, SOXL, and yeah, it was not a good day at all. Not necessarily because it broke to the downside and had a red day, but the price has been doing such a good job of staying inside of this channel. So if you watch past videos, then hopefully you remember me talking about this channel. But today got the gap down below it. Not necessarily a terrible thing, but it was this move where it just totally separated the downside. That put quite a bit of a damper on things. So I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of that level right there. And this trend line here, that was kind of more of a curiosity thing. So I'll get rid of that for right now. Now, to be fair, the last 30 minutes here, have gotten pretty interesting. Look at the last 30 minutes. Big old green candle, big old bounce. So that does bring about the more than valid question at this point of, is this bounce the start of something bigger? Is there going to be more momentum to come carrying into Thursday? We'll have to wait and see for that. But you got to give credit where credit's due. Very, very impressive last 30 minutes here. But the first key update is based on just the foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So if this candle does continue on up, definitely going to keep an eye on the $10 mark, as that is the main new battleground as far as resistances are concerned. In terms of new levels of support, so again, green for support. Is that where it bounced off of today? Just curious. Almost very close. Right there, $8.30. If you look back through the history of things, you can see bounce off there a couple times. Bounced off there right there. And yeah, for lack of, I did have bounced it off to a penny. It didn't, but very, very close right there. So yes, $8.30, definitely going to be a key area of support if this level rolls back over. But as of now, very, very impressive last 30 minutes. So yeah, let's see, does this carry into Thursday? Next one, NVDA, and same general idea of what just talking about last 30 minutes here on NVIDIA. Quite the move. Now, yes, a lot of work still needs to be done because it was a very rough day as the price, gapped down and then continued to go down, but I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of those lines up there as they serve their purpose for now. But what does make this interesting here is in the very near term, there was this trend that was occurring all day, all along, but now you can see that the price is actually pushed very nicely up through that area. So it goes back to the same question that I just asked on the previous one. Is this the start of something bigger? Now think about that question. It makes no sense to ask it if nothing worthwhile is even happening. But in this situation, something worthwhile is happening. So it makes total sense to question, all right, is this the start of an even bigger move upwards? If so, key battleground to watch from a resistance standpoint is going to be that pink line right there, 200 period moving average. You can see right where it rejected the price from before. If this does, roll back over, then just from an overarching standpoint, I would keep an eye on that lower trend line there as a potential area of support if it does roll back over. But overall, yes, very, very fascinating the last 30 minutes. So let's see, can NVIDIA carry this momentum into Thursday? Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering very soon. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down below in the description area you can use to get signed up. Or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area on the webpage there you can use to sign up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free class. Next one here, TSLL. And like a lot of these, now this one's an ETF, but big breakdown here. And not only from that, if we just use this trend line here to kind of illustrate how this thing had been going upwards, you can see the price even broke down through that trend line. Although to be fair, this last 30 minutes, it was able to poke its head back above there. So yes, like a lot of these now, last 30 minutes certainly is acting some nice spice going into Thursday. Whether or not this is a dead cat bounce or if there's any sort of genuine power behind it, obviously that remains to be seen, but it's something that's certainly got to be acknowledged at this point. So if this bounce does continue, where are some of the next key battlegrounds at? And from a resistance standpoint, first key battleground, if this bounce is going to continue, in my opinion, right up there around $7.75. So keep an eye on that. If the price can push up through that level, next key area of resistance would be right there, that purple line, 50 period moving average, which you can see already acted as resistance earlier on in the day here. But one hurdle at a time. Let's first see if the price can get up through the 775 hurdle. But overall, like I said, very nice 30 minutes or a final 30 minutes here. In terms of areas of support, if the price does come back down, key area to watch from that angle, right around the $6.87 mark. But yes, right now, good solid bounce. Let's see if the bulls can continue to carry that into Thursday. Next one here, HOLO. I suppose I should have put this at a different location in the watch list because you've seen this pattern before. You've already heard me talk about it. I think you remember it, so I'm just going to still go through it relatively quickly. I don't think I need to explain it all again. But we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So let me just map it out, keep it all the same color to hopefully have it easier to see. So there is our resistance. There is our support. There is the nice upwards move here. And then the golf hole down there. So bull pennant pattern on a penny stock. So if you are a penny stock trader, you have a couple different bullish patterns to keep an eye on. But overall, interesting scenario here. And let's see if the price can indeed get a push to the upside over the next couple of days. Next one, SUNE. Talked about this one yesterday. We've been tracking it pretty closely, but it had such a beautiful uptrend channel. But today, gap down below the channel and then just continued to bleed to the downside. So yes, this upwards channel has now officially been violated and it no longer is relevant. And yeah, assuming you're bullish, not exactly what you want to see. Now, if you're bearish, you love seeing that. But moving forward now, key area of resistance, if there is any sort of attempted move back to the upside, going to be right there, that purple line, which you now know is a 50 period moving average, valued at 0.0271. You can see right there is basically right where the price rejected it. So any sort of bounce upwards, that'll be the key overarching level to watch. From an area of support standpoint, a general area to watch closely now going to be right there around 0.017. And the reason for that is, and I'm not saying this will occur, but if the price were to come down to that level and break down through it, now all of a sudden you basically have the price going right back to where it was at these lows right here. And when price movements are going back to where they were and they end up back to where they started, from a bullish standpoint, not exactly what you want to see at all. So again, I'm not saying that's what's going to occur, but that is why I would say 0.017, very, very important level of support moving forward. Next one, PLTR. I talked about this trend line yesterday and how the price had actually broken up through there. But unfortunately, that was a total false breakout as this morning gap down. And then you know the rest of the story, down it went. But like a lot of these other tech stocks here, to give credit where credit's due. In fact, let me just get rid of that line up there. It does, and it is having a very impressive last 30 minutes. But as I speak, actually, the price is right at the purple line, which I was going to say is the current level of resistance. Market closes here in 2 minutes. So price is probably going to close basically right at that moving average, which brings about the question headed into Thursday. Can the price break up through that initial area of resistance? That 50-period moving average right now valued at $92.87. So keep a close eye on that dynamic. In the event the price can push up through there, next key battleground from a support standpoint, from a resistance standpoint, right up there around $94.75. If the price does get rejected and comes back down, key area of support seems to be right here where the bleeding stopped today, which was basically right there at this former breakout point around $89.70. And that just basically, you can't even see that, but that's just kind of basic technical analysis. You can see right here, this was an area of resistance, and when resistances are broken, they tend to act as support. So not totally shocking to see it act as support right there. If the price does break down through there, next key area of support would be the pink line down there, 200-period moving average, right now valid at, we'll just call it 86.15. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and once again, I got to point it out even though you've heard me say it, but what a close. Last 30 minutes, but boom, very, very impressive, very nice. Still a lot of work that needs to be done, but you also have to give credit where credit's due. All bigger moves, all bigger turnarounds have to start somewhere, and that's like a lot of these other stocks. That's the question. Is this the start of a bigger move, or is this just some sort of dead cat bounce? We'll have to wait and see, but if this is going to be the start of a bigger move, the next two key roadblocks to watch moving forward going to be that purple line there, 50-period moving average, and then followed by that, the big brother, the 200-period moving average right there. So like I said, if this bounce continues, keep an eye on those levels, but I mean, check out the volume down there. Impressive, impressive final 30 minutes. Now, if this price does start to roll back over, as far as areas of support are concerned, first key level is just simply where the bleeding stopped today, right there at the 234.50 mark. And then if the price cannot quite hold above there, next key area after that would be down there right around 226.75. But kind of a broken record, but yeah, no doubt about it. Last 30 minutes here, very, very impressive movement. Is this the start of something bigger headed into the next couple of days? Grab your popcorn and let's see what happens. So that wraps up the top 10 stocks. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more, then definitely get signed up for the free class. It'll be Thursday, April 17th, very soon at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, please do a couple things for me. Hit that like button. And if you have not yet and you're looking for a very easy way to support the channel, please hit that subscribe button as it really does help out. So thanks for watching and make sure you go get signed up for that free class.